An hours-long standoff in Kennewick ends with nobody in custody. We'll hear from police about what happened and the suspect they're searching for right now. Plus, we're talking about changes near Kennewick's Southridge neighborhood that officials are hoping will encourage some new development. And temperatures are warming up as we head towards the weekend. The details in your First Alert forecast.
Now, KAPP KVEW local news at 5.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on this special edition of KAPP KVEW Local News. I'm Alyssa Warner. A wanted suspect is on the run tonight after an hours-long standoff in Kennewick. Investigators are looking for 39-year-old Francisco Robello. This morning, a Kennewick detective was investigating a stolen vehicle near this apartment complex off Moraine and 9th in Kennewick. Police say at that time the suspect came out to the alleged stolen car, then ran from police. During that foot pursuit, police say the suspect pointed a gun at the detective and then went inside an apartment.
We requested assistance from Tri-City Regional SWAT, and our detectives drafted a search warrant asking to search the apartment for the male. Once the search warrant was obtained and all of our SWAT team was here, they went through their normal progression trying to get the person to give up, and eventually they entered the apartment and the male wasn't found inside the apartment.
Now, police believe the suspect was able to escape through a back door as they were responding to the initial call. Again, they are still looking for Francisco Robello. If you know him or know where he is, police say you should call 911. Washington Attorney General Bob Ferguson is suing nearly 24 companies, claiming they made millions selling a firefighting foam and marketing it as safe, despite knowing for decades that it contained potentially dangerous forever chemicals. These chemicals are often called PFAS. They can contaminate water sources and make people sick. And that's a reality for many Washingtonians living near military facilities that used those products, including the Yakima Training Center. The Attorney General says taxpayers are currently footing the bill for cleaning up those forever chemicals, and he says it's time for the companies to pay up.
Drinking your water in your home, it doesn't get much more basic than that. And the idea that these corporations have engaged in this conduct that literally has an impact when you turn on the faucet of your home or when you take a shower is truly outrageous.
The lawsuit asks the court to make the company reimburse the government for millions invested in cleanup efforts and make them pay for future cleanups, plus hold them accountable for the harm that they've caused Washingtonians. Today, the city of Kennewick celebrated another traffic milestone, opening up the interchange of Ridgeline Drive at US 395. This is in the Southridge area. The city says having Ridgeline go under the highway with on and off ramps for access will hopefully make this whole area a lot more attractive for developers.
It also opened up the east side of 395. All this area to the east and south is property that's going to develop, and getting this access is going to promote that.
Now, this is the latest step in construction that has been going on for several years in the Southridge area. And lots of bright sunshine out there today for that ribbon cutting. Jason Valentine has a look at the temperatures that are going up this evening.
Good Thursday evening, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful day today, and we are getting close to that weekend. More nice conditions, but if you have enjoyed this cooling trend, it comes to an end today as we head into our Friday. So for the next 24 hours, mostly clear skies overnight, a little bit warmer in our morning hours, and then we'll be in those mid-80s. Mostly in the 80-degree mark, mid to lower for our cities tomorrow, maybe an upper 70 or 2, especially in Ellensburg. But folks, we keep warming up as we head into our weekend. So this cooling trend ends, staying nice though. Even though we're seeing a big variance in our temperatures, we're just going to be staying mostly to just plain old sunny skies. And that hot weekend is ahead, and a hot next work week, at least the start of it, as well as we enter June today. Our first weekend of June is going to be looking very summer-like indeed. So folks, a wonderful day today. Another nice but warmer Friday is on the way. All that in my forecast that's coming up. But for right now, I'm going to send it back to you.
Thanks, Jason. A bill to raise the debt ceiling and avoid a government default is one step closer to becoming law. Last night, the House of Representatives voted to approve the Fiscal Responsibility Act of 2023. Now, although this is a compromise bill, which was worked out between the White House and the House Speaker, some Democrats, including Washington Representative Pramila Jayapal, said they just couldn't support it.
It is my belief that it is important for us to have a very strong no vote for the president, for Democrats, for our party across the country that is watching this and saying, why are you kicking women over 49 years old to 54 off of food stamps and increasing the Pentagon budget and telling us that that's about fiscal responsibility? It's not.
Washington Representative Dan Newhouse praised the bill, saying that it has the potential to create a smaller government, fight inflation, and lower taxes while still funding veterans programs. The Senate is expected to vote on the proposal within the next couple of days. Now, Northwest Harvest and other nonprofits providing assistance in the state of Washington issued a statement saying the proposed debt ceiling bill will increase hunger and poverty for tens of thousands of people. That's because it expands work reporting requirements for SNAP, which provides food assistance for low-income people, and for TANF, which helps support families with children. Rather than encourage people to get jobs, advocates say this will just make it harder for people to put food on the table, especially for older adults with limited job opportunities.
That doesn't address the underlying need. It just shifts the burden of meeting that need more onto the shoulders of nonprofits.
Nonprofits say they want lawmakers in Congress to stop saying that these changes are manageable and to acknowledge the additional hardship that they'll be putting on hungry people, assuming that this debt ceiling bill passes. Now, many families are also facing rising childcare costs, which will become even more demanding when school lets out for the summer. Washington Senator Patty Murray has been calling for more funding to help working parents. Now that push is getting more attention in Congress.
Educators are walking away. Parents and providers are desperate.
Providers are paid poverty level wages, resulting in parents struggling to find and afford childcare, which results in their ability to work being impacted.
The National Center for Education Statistics found some 59% of children 5 years old and younger required at least 1 day of non-parental care per week in 2019. And since the pandemic, demand has only increased along with the cost.
The national average price of childcare was just shy of $11,000 last year.
Policy experts say the issue goes beyond family finances.
The lack of investment in childcare for infants and toddlers alone costs our country $122 billion each year.
And now more lawmakers on Capitol Hill are taking notice.
We have a broken and dysfunctional child care system.
Child care obviously is too expensive for those who need it.
Advocates argue that everyone stands to benefit from investment in care and early childhood education.
We often say childcare makes work because people can't go to work if they don't have childcare.
Now, Senator Murray says that extra childcare funding approved as part of COVID-19 relief packages is also set to expire later this year. She's calling on lawmakers in Congress to take action before that happens. We are now entering week 5 of the longest walkout in the Oregon State Legislature's history. Democrats hold the majority in the Oregon State Senate, but they do need some Republicans to show up so they have enough lawmakers present to hold a vote. Oregon Republicans are demanding that the state stop work on a proposal that protects access to abortion and gender-affirming care before they will return to work. So far, that hasn't been negotiated, and Oregon's legislative session ends on June 25th. Now, Idaho created a law that takes effect next year banning gender-affirming medical care for people younger than 18, even if their parents approve. Today, 2 families filed a lawsuit to block that ban. Now, while the families have not been identified, both say they have teens that are receiving gender-affirming care right now, and they say Idaho's law violates the teens' federal constitutional rights to equal protection under the law and due process for their families. Now, the ACLU started looking for plaintiffs for a lawsuit as soon as Idaho's law was signed. Amazon has agreed to pay millions of dollars to clear up federal accusations that its Alexa system kept kids' voice recordings and location data for years, all without telling parents. The FTC says even when parents asked Amazon to delete their kids' data, it didn't always happen. ABC's Rena Roy has a look at the settlement agreement.
Amazon is now paying up, handing over more than $30 million in customer refunds and fines accused of using Alexa and Ring doorbell cameras to collect voice and video data on adults and kids.
Alexa, it's game day.
Streaming football on Prime Video.
The Justice Department, on behalf of the FTC, claiming that for years Amazon kept Alexa voice recordings, calling the practice unlawful. According to the complaint, Amazon promises customers it will delete users' data upon request, but until September 2019, Amazon is accused of keeping children's Alexa voice recordings indefinitely unless a parent actively deleted them. And even when Amazon did erase it, the company allegedly often kept the transcripts, violating the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act.
Their goal is to sell more products and services to consumers. And so all of this data and vast amounts of data is ultimately being leveraged for that purpose.
The DOJ also alleging the company gave every employee full access to every customer video on Ring doorbell cameras, saying that before July 2017, Ring did not impose any technical or procedural restrictions on employees' ability to download, save, or transfer customers' videos. The lawsuit says due to failures to implement basic privacy and security protections, hackers were able to access the cameras of more than 55,000 U.S. customers. Amazon claims they never violated the law, saying in a statement to ABC News, while we disagree with the FTC's claims regarding both Alexa and Ring and deny violating the law, these settlements put these matters behind us. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Looking locally, we are talking about a warm-up. Taking a look outside, we're seeing just beautiful clear skies. That does mean that extra heat, though. We're talking about how high the numbers are going to get coming up. And still ahead on the special edition of KAPP Local News, we're talking about some strategies to help families manage the transition from the school year to the summer with minimal extra stress. We'll be right back.
Hey fans, it's Eric the Peanut Guy from your Tri-City Dust Devils. Come out to Geisa Stadium May 30th through June 4th. Friday, June 2nd is Family Feast Night with $2 hot dogs, ice cream sandwiches, Coca-Cola products, and more, thanks to Yoke's Fresh Market. Saturday, June 3rd, we will have post-game fireworks, thanks to the Columbia Basin College Foundation. Friday through Sunday will also be the season debut of the Dust Devils' alternate identity, the Columbia River Rooster Tails. For tickets, visit dustdevilsbaseball.com. Dust Devils Baseball. It'll blow you away.
Now, here's your 2-minute take on area businesses, communities, events, and entertainment.
Welcome to your 2-minute take. I'm Jamie Council, and today we're at Lifetime Dental Care off of Queensgate in Richland, and we're joined by Dr. Michael Breyer. Welcome.
Thank you, Jamie. Thanks for being here.
I'm glad to be here. And customer service, you guys are known for your outstanding customer service. What's the secret?
You know, Jamie, we always have focused on customer service because we know that sometimes that can get lost with the busy, hectic, stressful things that come with running a business. But we make sure that we train on it nearly every day and have our staff and everybody ready for you when you get here.
And going to the dentist can be kind of daunting for some people. What amenities do you guys offer at Lifetime Dental that kind of eases that for patients?
You know, I would say that we start with when you walk through the door. We want you to feel like you're not at a dental office. We want you to feel like you're in a friend's home or maybe a family's home. And then as we go through and work your way back there, we'll offer things such as paraffin hand wax. We'll offer things like warm neck rolls, things to just make you feel more at ease, because we all know that dentistry can be a little bit stressful for a lot of people.
So a spa and a dentist, what do your patients have to say?
They love it when they come here, and they feel better when they leave than when they walk through the door. So it's just a fantastic opportunity for us to give back to the community that way.
And for you as a doctor, what do you like to see most? You know, it's more than just going in people's mouths, it's actually creating an environment for them.
Absolutely. Yeah, we look forward to seeing them come back year after year, not just for one visit when it's an emergency. They actually come here and treat it almost like a relaxation area.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
To learn more about Lifetime Dental, check them out at lifetimedental.care. That's your 2-minute take.
Live with Kelly and Mark, weekday mornings at 9 on KVEW.
Welcome back. The CDC says doctors found brain abscesses in more than 100 children last December, right as RSV cases were surging. Now that number is a 200% increase compared to the averages that we saw before the pandemic. A brain abscess can happen if an infection, even something fairly common like an ear or sinus infection, migrates to the brain. And while the numbers have gone down since December, Doctors say if your child has an infection that turns into their eyes swelling shut or a headache that's causing specific pain that the child can point to, you should go get that checked out. Now, there's still no RSV vaccine for kids, but this week the FDA did approve another version intended for adults older than 65. Pfizer's RSV vaccine is the second one approved to lower your risk of getting the virus. RSV is most common in babies and children, but it can spread to anyone, and it can be potentially very dangerous for seniors. The CDC still has to sign off on those vaccines before they become available.
Now, KAPP First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Thursday evening, everyone. Again, hope you had a wonderful day today. Hope you have a great weekend planned as well. Conditions are going to be very, very nice. So today we end our cooling trend we've seen for the last 3 days, where we've been right around our average temperatures, and we're going to start to ascend as we get into Friday and into our weekend and our next work week, though we do look to tail off as we get to a week from today. So it looks like our apex will be next Wednesday, mid to upper 90s. We'll keep a close eye if we flirt with those triple digits, but warmer conditions steadily will be on the way. So I hinted at this 2 days ago. Look at our average temperatures. It's June today, if you can believe it. For the month of May, 81 was our average temperature, or high, for the Tri-Cities, and mid to upper 70s for the rest of our cities. And look at the difference a year makes. 10 or more degrees warmer this May as opposed to last year. And again, with summer-like conditions coming, we are looking at a very warm, at least, start to June. So winds today, more or less light. We did see a push early this morning in Ellensburg, but that slowed down as we moved along in our day. And we're going to see just a little bit of breeze come in as we get to Sunday and into at least the beginning part of our next work week. But that should be good news, as that breeze could help those warm temperatures or hot temperatures as we're heading into very warm conditions. So as we look at our future cast, we do expect to see mostly clear skies in our overnight period into tomorrow. More sunshine for your Friday morning. We've had sunny skies all mornings and really all the time this week. So it's just been a beautiful week to end May and start June. As we get into Friday evening itself, again, just bits and pieces of cloud coverage throughout the Northwest, but our area's staying pretty darn nice, and it's going to continue even into our next work week. So as we look at our almanac, we are right smack dab at our average for this time of year for Yakima. A little warmer in our overnight period, 22 degrees off of our all-time high. In the Tri-Cities area, right at that average as well. 104 and 1910, goodness, and just a little warmer in our overnight period. Hey, it's time for our golf forecast. Perfect weekend to head out on the links Friday and Saturday. Ample sunshine, a little bit warmer on your Saturday, and we could see a little bit of breeze on your Sunday. But folks, a perfect time to head out and maybe golf 9, maybe even 18. Just make sure you hydrate and use that sunscreen. So overnight tonight, we're a little warmer, mostly lower 50s to upper 40s. As we head into our Friday, starting that first weekend of June, going to be seeing plenty of sunshine, highs mostly in the mid to lower 80s, some upper 70s in there. 7-day forecast, and again, folks, we have that big change from temperatures. We were in the mid to upper 70s today. We're all the way into the 90s as we head into our next work week, and we're just still seeing plenty of sunshine on the way. Overnight lows moving up into the 60s by the time we get to Sunday late night. So very warm next 7 days ahead. Does look like we'll start to be less hot a week from today on Thursday. In the Yakima region, plenty of sunshine for your weekend as well, getting to those 90s by Sunday and mid-90s by Tuesday. So folks, today, another beautiful day. We have another one in store to start your weekend tomorrow for your Friday, mid to lower 80s to upper 70s, ample sunshine. Hope you enjoy your Thursday evening.